Let's do a mailbag. All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus, and 4 weeks from now, we will have some brand new shiny Minnesota Vikings. I'm very excited. That has nothing to do with this episode. This episode is a straight up mailbag.
4 weeks from now, I will have probably in bed because I'll be so damn hungover from Saturday draft day.
It is, but you guys make sure to stick with us through draft weekend because we will be doing a video after every damn pick. You will be sick of us. You will not want to see us ever again.
Well, I guarantee you, they'll be more entertaining as the day gets later on a Saturday because we'll be drunker and talking about these.
Some might even say pickled. But actually, a lot of these questions do have to do with the draft. We put it out there. We wanted your questions. We got them. Before we get into it, remember, subscribe to the channel, like the video, here every damn day. Let's get to 7K comments. Have a hashtag 7,000. Yeah.
So I haven't seen a single one of these. So this is all fresh meat coming at me. And I don't know if you've really reviewed these too much yourself either.
No, these are fresh meat all around. So let's do it. We got a handful of questions, and they're, I'm assuming, good. I would like to say they're good, but I haven't read them. So here we go.
Wow.
O'Connell's Rams signed OBJ when they already had Cooper Kupp, Woods, and Van Jefferson, and recently added Allen Robinson in free agency. Kwesi recently said, if you don't have a quarterback and wide receivers, you cannot compete in today's NFL. Do you think Kwesi and Kevin will join the NFL arms race and load up on wide receivers?
Wow, that was like a whole story before the question actually showed up. I think it's possible, and I think the fact that he likes to roll with 4 or 5 wide receiver sets makes a wide receiver definitely an option at pick 12. I don't think it's a need for the Vikings. You look at who we have already on the roster: Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, KJ Osborne, Amir Smith-Marset. We don't know what BC Johnson is going to bring to the table. We don't know what Blake Prohl is going to bring to the table. I think one more receiver would be pretty damn amazing. And you also have to factor in this contract with Justin Jefferson. We've already been talking about it. How much is he going to cost this team? Was it next year, the year after that? I don't know when they're going to try to extend him or give him a big contract, a big payday. But, yeah, it's definitely an option. And I think the Vikings, if they don't do it early, they're going to add a receiver at some point in this draft. I 100% think they will.
Yeah, we've mentioned in a few shows very recently where wide receiver is definitely a dark horse, even pick 12. And he mentions Kevin O'Connell as a guy that they were loading up on receiver. But you look at Kwesi, too. I mean, recently with the Browns, they had quite a few pass catchers as well. A couple very good tight ends, some good receivers. So I wouldn't be shocked one damn bit if they load up on this. We've seen what they've done in free agency, and I know this isn't the only wide receiver question.
Are you saying it's not if, but who?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying if, but maybe.
Oh,
does that make sense?
I think it's the same word twice.
You're right. All right, next up. When Zimmer arrived as a highly touted defensive coach, his first draft pick was a defensive player, Anthony Barr. To put his stamp on the defense, Kevin O'Connell was a highly touted offensive coach. You think he's going to take an offensive player to put his stamp on this offense?
Well, when Meg Zimmer came, I'll let you go first. I don't want to be selfish.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of goes with the last question a little bit. I mean, I don't think Kevin O'Connell is just going to take an offensive player to put his stamp on it, but
wait, are we talking mushroom stamp here?
Yes, a mushroom stamp. I mean, they've really put a lot into this defense in free agency, whether you like it or not. They've added some very, very good pieces. It's all going to come down to what cornerbacks are there, I think. And again, going back to the wide receiver, I don't think it's out of the question.
Well, here's a couple things. Here's the big difference. Mike Zimmer isn't coming in the same year as a first-time GM. So the first-time GM, I think, is going to want to pick his guy. I think, Rick Spielman kind of let Zimmer have a lot of say in that first pick. He had already been here. So he's going to maybe let his head coach have a lot of say in what they did with that first pick. This year's a little bit different. GM, first year, he's going to make the pick. He's going to take the guy he wants. It's not Kevin O'Connell's choice. Yes, he'll have definitely a say in it, but this is Kwesi's pick, and he's going to make his pick. It's his first draft, his first round pick, and I think he's going to have 100% decision-making in what happens there.
Yeah, but Kwesi's been very vocal as far as how they're kind of a team. It's a team. I don't see Kwesi as a guy that's just saying, hey, look, it's my way or the highway like Rick Spielman. I think there's going to be a nice little mix.
Yeah, but You got. I mean, seriously though, this guy's finally got his GM job. He can make the pick in
Finally,
round one.
he's like
He's gonna be
27.
like, yes. Who do you want? Who do you want? Who? Oh, yeah. He's really good. I'm taking this guy. I mean, it's human nature. I'd do it. 100%. Take my guy.
Well, and maybe Kwesi has offense on the brain, so we will
He
find
might.
out.
It might be a perfect marriage. Maybe it's the same guy, but it might not be.
All right. How do you think the Vikings fans would react if Kevin O'Connell's offense was less productive than it was under the last year of Zimmer?
They'll be pissed, and we'll hear about it on
Let me
Twitter.
change this question up just a tiny bit. Do you think it's possible that this offense could actually take a step back with Kevin O'Connell?
Well, the offense was actually pretty damn good last year. Look at what they. I mean, yes, there was some issues, 3-and-outs, but they put up a lot of points. They had a lot of yards, had a lot of stats. So you look at the weapons and Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Delvin Cook. This offensive line should be better with the guys they just brought in recently. Hopefully, Irv Smith Jr. is healthy. I don't see how it could be worse, but it's going to be hard to be better. I think at least be matching it. I mean, because that offense was pretty potent last year. I think you're going to have a better play caller. Kevin O'Connell is going to be a little more aggressive than Clint Kubiak, so I do expect it to be better. But how much better can it really be?
I mean, they ranked 12th in total yards a game, and I think they're around 14, 15 in points scored. So it was better than they get credit for. But you mentioned a couple of key things. We got Irv Smith coming back. Absolutely. This offensive line can only be better. Darisaw getting a full offseason. We know right guard is probably going to be upgraded. So I think that has a lot to do with this. So if for some reason it's worse, I would be very surprised and I would be mildly pissed off. And I expect this to be better. Kevin O'Connell is brought in to be better. So I want them not just maybe 11th in yards a game. I want them to be in the top 5.
What was the question, too? It was how soon?
No, it was just pretty much, is it going to be better?
Oh, because I think that, it depends who you play the first few games, too. I mean, you're playing these top-ass defenses who are shutting you down. I mean,
Kevin O'Connell, offensive mind, was brought in for one reason. So we need to be in the top 5 in offense. We have the weapons.
And we should be. There's no reason we shouldn't be overall.
All right, the chances of Stingley being available at pick 12 look slim. Do you think Kwesi would actually try to trade up for him?
It's your turn.
Do I think you'd actually trade up for him? That's actually a pretty tough one. If you were to ask me about 2 weeks ago, I'd say yeah, but I mean, Patrick Peterson coming back makes it a little bit better. I know he's not by any means he's not just going to solve our issues at cornerback, but at least we have somebody there. I wouldn't be that upset if they did do it. I'm really on Derek Stingley train. Shoot. But do I think they will? No, I don't think they will.
It's hard to know. We have nothing to go off of. We have no previous experience with Kwesi in charge. We don't know what he's going to do. Is he a guy who's going to get aggressive and go up and get his man? If Sauce Gardner goes 4, Derek Stingley's sitting there and you're worried he's going to go, maybe he does move up. I don't know. I don't know. I have nothing to base this on. This is his first time doing this. This will be his first round coming up here in just 25 days. So,
let me tell you this. What do you say? He's there at pick 8, and the Vikings give up a 3rd, a 5th, and a whatever to go up and get Stingley. Would you be upset?
A 3rd and a 5th? So we'd have.
Doesn't take that much.
We wouldn't pick until round 6. Yeah, I don't want to give up that much for him because Stingley comes with question marks. I think you made a great point. You got a backup option. I think Trent McDuffie's your fallback guy, and if you really want a cornerback, he's the guy you can take at 12. Especially, I think year 1, if he plays inside, that's a major upgrade over what you got right now on the roster. Those 3 guys,
Shannon Sullivan, you show him some respect.
Peterson, have him in the slot there. He can be your punt returner. So I think you do have a fallback option. So I would hope he wouldn't move up because Stingley, to me, I love him. I want him. I'm definitely on that train with you. But there is concerns. There's definitely concerns that injury, the lack of production the last couple of years, the way he's played. I mean, there's definitely some red flags here. So I think I would just wait. I don't think I would actually move up for Stingley. Move for Sauce, I would do that. Move up for Stingley, I don't think I would. I think I'd just hold tight and hope he falls to me. I think there's a good chance he'll be there.
You know what? The best part about trading up to go get a guy is that they just want him more than anything, and they are all freaking in. Next up, who is a surprise pick for the Vikings at pick 12? Surprise. You're up.
I'm going to go with Chris Olave, the wide receiver from Ohio State. Look at these receivers. To me, he should be right at the top of the list. To me, this guy is he's 6'1", super great speed, great hands, blew the combine out of the water. He's been one of the more consistently productive wide receivers in the. Look at the top 5 guys. Jamison Williams had one big year. I mean, Drake London, the same kind of thing. Olave's done it multiple years. He's been that steady Eddie as far as producing. He's done it with great other options playing with him. So Chris Olave to me would be that surprise pick, that shocking pick at 12. But one thing when you think about it, makes a lot of sense for the Vikings.
Yeah, that would be a surprise. I'm taking surprise and multiplying it by 4. I'm going Boye Mafe at pick 12, and this isn't just talking from my heart. I think this guy is going to go way earlier than anybody thinks, and I know we got Zadarius Smith. I know we got Daniil Hunter. But Boye Mafe is a monster, and we're one injury away from putting out DJ Wanham out there. So it's not like we have a fantastic group of depth in this new defense. And Boye Mafe, even if nobody got hurt, you put him out there, they're going to find somewhere to put him, somewhere to put Smith, and that gets me very excited.
If I took Boye Mafe at 12, I don't think I'd be able to talk for our video right after it because my mouth would be on the floor. It's going to take probably at least 12 hours for it to come back up.
This was surprise.
It was surprise. And that is one thing you did say is true, though. You can never have enough pass rushers when running a 3-4 front. And you look at Zadarius Smith and Hunter, guys coming off some injuries, so you don't know how healthy they're going to be. But, yeah, I mean, it would be a surprise. It would be a shock. I would be absolutely shocked.
Boye Mafe is going to go earlier than anybody thinks.
How early do you think he's going to go?
Well, I mean, I still see this guy in like round 2. I mean, he's going to be a first rounder, and I think he's going to be before pick 20.
Really? I think he goes 26 to 32, somewhere in there.
All right, fine. As long as he doesn't end up with the Packers. Which wide receiver do you think O'Connell will take at 12 if he actually did take one?
Is it your turn? Yeah, it's your turn.
I actually think he'll have his pick of the litter. I'm sure there'll be a receiver gone or possibly 2, but there might not be any receivers gone by the time the Vikings pick. And I'm actually going Drake London. Drake London, if we were to get one, he's a guy I want. 6'5", 210. Are you kidding me? I mean, his big thing is he's a little bit unpolished, but it's like a perfect case scenario. He's coming into a team where he'd be that number 3 wide receiver, gets to learn from Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, and his ceiling is definitely the highest out of these guys. And he's not coming in to say, hey, look, you got to be our number 1 receiver. He's coming in to say, be our number 3, be a big, beautiful target out there, and let's see what you can do.
Yeah, I just did a Patreon video on the receivers in this draft. My top 5, he was number 2 for me. And you look at what he did. The production he had was I think it was in 16 games. It was an extremely low number of games he put out that production in. So he barely played really in college. And to produce like that is crazy. I love big targets. To me, he reminds me of Julio Jones, that big wide shoulder, the big base, the big frame. Go up, just chuck him the ball. He will come down with it. Drake London. Yeah, I would be all for that. But I don't really know what kind of receiver Kevin O'Connell prefers, to be honest with you.
Well, Drake London's that big, beefy, meaty.
Just
fantastic. We got one more, final. I don't think Stingley will be there at 12. Jordan Davis might be an option. What do you think about him?
I love it. I mean, again, Kwesi's coming from teams that build through the trenches. They want to grow this team from the inside, and Jordan Davis to me makes a lot of sense. You're not forcing an issue at corner. Getting a guy, you put Jordan Davis at nose, Harrison Phillips at end, Delvin Tomlinson at end. That's pretty damn nice. You got a guy who can eat up blocks, free up those linebackers. Jordan Hicks, Eric Kendricks can just feast in the middle, and Jordan Davis can actually provide interior pressure too, so he can destroy the center, blow him up, knock him back into the crotch of the quarterback. Jordan Davis, I think, is a great plan B if you can't get a corner at 12.
Yeah, I would be all for it. No issues here. If Stingley and Sauce are gone and Jordan Davis is there, another option is I wouldn't be that upset if they traded back. I mean, Jordan Davis would be great, but if they traded back and ended up with a couple extra picks and then just maybe their number 3 corner on the board, I would be fine with that as well. But Jordan Davis, those front 7, if that doesn't get your parts moving,
yeah,
nothing will.
Could you imagine that? I mean, Jordan Davis, Phillips, Tomlinson, those linebackers, Smith, Hunter, Kendricks, and Hicks, that's crazy. It's absolutely insane. So that would be huge. It gets the parts tingling. And again, it makes you just kind of it makes you maybe not want to trade up.
Draft only less than 4 weeks away. Cannot wait. Very good questions. Appreciate everybody who tossed in a question tonight. Remember, hashtag 7,000 in the comments. Be sure to subscribe. We want to get to 7,000 before draft day.
And we're pretty damn close. I'm getting wafts of it in the air. You can almost smell it. Is that the right word? Wafts?
Mm.
All right. I didn't think so. It didn't sound it right. We'll figure that out after. But remember this, as you're waiting for draft day to come, in a village in the Dominican Republic, around 1 in 50 children are born with a rare condition when they appear female at birth and are raised as girls, but then develop male genitalia when they hit puberty. They are known as guivdoses, which roughly translates to penis at 12.
Doesn't